Hello everyone, my name is the Comic K, or as I am on ESO, Marquee Captain, and today I will be showing you a 1900 to 1950 Japan boom. I'm pretty experienced with Japan, at least with booming with them. I don't fight with them that often in real games, although while I was leveling up my Asian home cities I got to play them a lot, so I do know what I am doing when it comes to booming. Although the real build order, credit goes to Junjipeki when he showed me how to evolve from 1850 to 1950. Huge help. His build order was just much more streamlined, much more efficient, made a lot more sense. We're gonna get all our shrines in Age 1. You should be going to food. All 6 villagers should be going to crates, because as you can see we don't have anything built to put them to when we first start the game. First building will be a consulate. Order should be consulate, shrine, market. Would be appropriate. I'll probably be able to hit that right on time. We're gonna wait till we have our consulate and the Portuguese ally to build our first shrine. Make sure your villager, one of your explorers is near a herd once that comes in. Sometimes I make the mistake of not doing that. But starting off, everything wants to be on wood. We already have enough food to queue up a couple villagers and hold off for a second. So I won't get that later. Once that's built, these guys are gonna go to food. These guys too. This guy's gonna be our builder. There we go, perfect. Next we build a market. And where's our mine? There it is. So there we go, perfectly queued. Okay, never mind, that isn't built. So we're gonna have a little bit of idle TC time, but hey, that's fine. There we go. Next we're gonna want to send some villagers to coin. We're gonna want a total of 75 coin. That'll get us Hanami parties and civil servants from the market. Very nice. A little low on food. That's because I got that market up. That's cool. 3 idle TC seconds. It's not that big of a deal. This is gonna get us Hanami parties. I don't think I can reach that. So now we have Steadyville production. We're going to have this very soon. Oh, and first card should be Heavenly Kami, which I should have sent a little bit ago, but hey, that's fine. Only a little bit of wasted wood. Only a little. So, once we have the 50 gold, we can get civil servants from the market. That is a 5% upgrade to all natural resources. Very nice, very nice. Alright, so distribution now should be looking like 5 villagers on food. The rest will be going to wood until we have 9 total villagers gathering wood. Then everything else will be going to food until we have our shrines maxed. There we go. Next card will be exotic hardwoods. If you're in a team game, that will be Team Chonindo, second card, then exotic hardwoods. But as it is, Team Chonindo will be third for us in a solo game. Some grammatic in the background. Very good. If you have too much food, Just switch a couple bills off. You don't need exactly 5 if you have more than enough. Shrines will be going to wood about right now. We have plenty of food. And we're getting steady shrine production from both villagers. Not villagers, excuse me, shrines. Not shrines, excuse me, explorers. That actually makes sense. So now we have steady shrine production. We're gonna get them all up in age 2. I mean age 1. And it should be sitting pretty. I don't think I can reach this herd. That's alright. We should be aging up at about 23 villagers. If I were to leave my shrines on food, that would be about 21. This guy can come back. Team Chonendo. This guy should be over here. We have a bit too much wood, so we can switch a couple of bills off. Oh lordy. Oh my goodness. When the deer get in the way, it can be very annoying. Very, very annoying. So, as it is, we have plenty of wood. That's not going to be our issue. So, once our shrines are built on all the herds, just put the rest of the shrines in a safe place. So I think we have enough wood right now. Yes, we should. So that's going to go back to food. And that will be food until we hit Imperial. Shrines will be on food until we hit Imperial. Then they will go to coin. Don't forget, you can build, you can age up once you hit 680. Once you hit 680 food. So, we gathered a little bit more, wood than we needed, but that'll be okay. Okay. With shrines on food, they're going to be gathering pretty fast. Very fast. So we don't need that many villagers on our cherry orchards. So the distribution should be looking like a lot on gold and not that many on food. Like this, 6 and 14, that's pretty much fine, to be honest. And these guys should be building. I don't know what they're doing. So, while we're aging up, our explorers are done building all of our shrines. We can go and explore some more. Our next 2 cards will be Refrigeration, Royal Mint, and then our 6th card will be Good Faith Agreements. Of course, we're not right now. Sorry, Good Faith. As it is, I still have a bit too much food. Remember that with the Portuguese consulate, you only need 1,020 food. It is not very much. Right about now, too, I'm going to be thinking about where I want to build my next TCs. Probably going to be right here, just because this is kind of the hot spot where all the mines are. So I have a bit too much food. These guys, I don't want them walking that far. These guys should start walking back. And we're going to age with the Torii Gates. I'm going to want to put 8 villagers on that. Get the market up for wood cutting ASAP. Take all villagers off of food. We do not need any with these thingies. Shrines on them. We're also gonna want to collect a little bit more gold so we can get our next market ups. Age up with 8 villagers on the torii gates. We want to be aging ASAP, so we are not wasting any time getting our next villagers in queue. So there we go, we have 1. We're only going to want to gather 65 more gold, then everything's going to be on wood. Put your 2 explorers together and have them build the TC together. That just lets it build faster, and we're not going to have enough wood for them to build separately anyway. And I was on gold a little bit too long. That's okay. I'm going to be like on it very soon again anyway. So there we go, we have 2 TCs, all our market ups. We're gonna want to start distributing back again. These samurai, they can go scout. So now we pretty much have all the resources we need. If a bit too much gold. Excuse me, wood. Not that much though. Only 40. That's okay. So now we have all the market ups we need. We have 2 TCs at 11 minutes. We have all our shrines. Everything's looking pretty good. Might want to put a few more bills to coin. I mean food. I don't think while I'm talking, guys. In the fight, we're not going to be using samurai because they are too expensive for Japan. Japan has a good eco, but it's not as good as some other civs. So keep that in mind. You don't want to be wasting gold on expensive units like Samurai and Yabasami. So they are just not a part of your composition entirely. As it is, we have a bit too much, a little bit too much food. That's alright. We're going to want to start ending our alliance with the Portuguese, not too early, so we can still get the 1700 age up. 1700 food age up. But yes, I misdistributed. This is too much food, too little coin. These kindly villagers will be building our next wonder, which will be Golden Pavilion. We're also, in this time, want to gather 500 wood. That should have been building, that's okay. She already started walking back, don't want to waste bill seconds. Although I have wasted quite a bit of bill seconds so far. Fancy. Try and distribute your cherry orchard, your vills on your cherry orchard as well. This has too little, and this has too much. If you end up only having one cherry orchard, then you're gonna only be able to have like 30 vills max on one of the cherry orchards. Which, if you don't have enough food, sometimes that can kill you. Make you age like a couple seconds late. But I messed up pretty big and I forgot to send my cards. I'm just a noob, guys. Once we have 500 wood on the dot, we're going to want to switch all vills off that wood. tempo reforms. At the consulate. Not the consulate. Yes, the consulate. No, our shrines. That's what they're called. Next ally at the consulate is the Dutch. Before faith agreements comes, we're gonna want to get the bank. Then we're just gonna wait and save some of our export on those next upgrades. Gonna build this ASAP. So there we go. This might be a little too food heavy. I made a mistake. That's all. That should be okay though. Sometimes I make the mistake of not having enough food. And with Japan, that can really hurt you. Just because, again, if you only have one cherry orchard, then they clog up around this, and you can only have about 28 to 30 gathering at one time, which does suck. But as it is, I'm going to have way too much food. Oh well. To boom properly, Japan needs, I think, 5 gold mines. Usually on most maps you can get that solo, although in team games it can be a little rough. I like to put my 8 villagers on a hotkey, so as soon as I have the resources to age up, boom, there it is. I can just be doing whatever I want. Boom. There we go. Again, a little too much food, a little too food heavy, but it's okay. Good age time with Japan is about 16 minutes, 30 seconds for Imperial. We're also going to want to end our alliance with the Dutch once good faith arrives and we get these nice little upgrades. So, as it is, I'm probably going to age up a little before 17 minutes. That's not the best. As you can see, I misdistributed a lot. That definitely put a dent in my boom, but it should still be good. Next few cards are going to be Terraced Hillside, Flooded Parcel, Sustainable Agriculture, Food Silos, and then the rest of our mill cards. And this should be maybe here. These should be here. These should be here. These should be here. And these should be here. Make sure that you have 1,000 food, 1,000 wood, 1,000 gold, excuse me, for the, whatever it's called, what is it called? For tropical timber trade. Gonna build our first rice paddy. And there we go. We have builds maxed. Next ally is gonna be the Spain. Not the Spain, the Spanish allies. First thing we're gonna get is the XP from them. So once your cherry orchards are gone, you're just gonna put everybody over to gold. Not gold, wood. And once your gold mines run out, everything's gonna go to wood. So you can start upgrading your patties right now. Build your other patties. I don't have a lot of space. Whatever. You only need to build about 6 patties during the boom. They don't take up a lot of space. Although I use my space pretty poorly, I have to say. We're going to want to get Bullionism as soon as possible. It is a very good card. That's going to give us more XP, which will get us our next few cards. We're also going to want to get, not right now, because I don't know if we have enough gold for all our market ups. Not market ups, mill ups. Gonna get food silos. So our villas are maxed. They were maxed at about 1730, I think. That's pretty fast. I used to age up slower. I used to not have 8 villagers on my wonders while I was aging up, so I aged up slower. I aged to Imperial at about the same time, a little bit later, but my TCs were coming up later as well, which means I don't have villagers out as soon as possible, which was a mistake on my part, how I used to boom. Once our patties are fully upgraded, we're going to switch about 50-ish villagers over to patties. Also going to get that now. Going to get Merchant Marine. Not going to get non-bond trade, because it's not that useful. Next will be the Spanish Brigade, once we have all our military trained. I'm going to put my daimyo on a hotkey. And there we go. Now we have almost all of our market ups. I mean mill ups. Going to continue to get our coin ups, but we're not going to gather coin right away. Everything is going to be on food. Once that hits up, I'm going to send a good amount of my villagers over to food. But while that's occurring, I'm going to start building my FB. I don't think that 1v1 Andes is very good, just because there's just not that much space to fight. So you end up not needing the FB really, just because everything is so claustrophobic. So there we go. Now we have all the ups for food. These guys are going to start going over to that resource. A little bit of walking distance, but that's okay. So there we go. Going to have 15 villagers on food, 15 villagers on wood, 16 villagers on food. That's a decent distribution. Japan is pretty food heavy, the way I play. Your main units, the only units I'm going to upgrade, actually, are Ashigaru, Yumi, and Naginata, as well as my artillery ups. Shrine should be on coin from now on. Should have had that done a while ago, but hey, it's okay. Reason for this: villagers on rice paddies gather coin very, very slowly. So what you want to do is you want to be gathering it as little as possible. This won't hurt our distribution because, again, Japan is pretty food heavy. At least the way I play, with a lot of infantry and cavalry. Don't forget to get all of your upgrades. Sometimes I do because I'm a noob. As soon as you hit Imperial, usually you're going to want to be putting your shrines to gold, but I was just forgetful, so I suffered the vices. A good score for Japan at about 20 minutes to have is 550. At 30 minutes, you're going to want to have 1200, I believe. Those are score indicators letting you know that you've done everything right. So since I put my shrines to gold late, probably gonna have to switch more villagers over to coin. once that last upgrade arrives, which is not good. Shrines gather gold slower than they do food, but they gather a greater equivalent to villager seconds, if that makes sense, than does food. So essentially, it just makes sense. Versus most civs, I like to start with my 10 start Yumi, maybe 40 Ashigaru, 8 flaming arrows, a couple mortars, and then the rest Naginata. So there we go, there's our 20. Gonna want to start training when we have the gold able to do that, just because that'll be getting us XP. With the Torii gates, all natural XP is gathered at 1.5 times. Not gathered, what am I saying? I never know. Just keep checking, make sure you have everything. Don't be forgetful. Also gonna want to build a monastery. I'm actually gonna start training all my artillery so I know exactly how much pop space I'll have for Naginata. Right now, I'm gonna switch this patty over to coin, just so I can start queuing my stuff faster. I believe that I think I should have 1950 by 25 minutes, so this might be a bit low, or 900 by 25 minutes. That's another score indicator showing you if you've done everything right. So I'm a bit low. That was probably the bad resource distribution I had. And I also forgot to put my shrines to coin, which was a bit of a mistake. Can also take this time to start building my walls. In some of my old videos, you might see me building walls the incorrect way, which would be like doing it like this, but Metis gracefully showed me how to use the select all hotkey. For most people, I think it'll be Control-Shift-A, but I set mine to Q. With his advice, it is very, very, very good. So I'm gonna go 8 flaming arrow, 3 mortar, boom, rest will be Naginata. Continue rolling. If you haven't sent Tokugawa yet, when you're training your start army, oh god, make sure you have 5 pop space left for that. Because if you don't, you're not going to be able to send a consulate. And that would be disastrous. Always make your segments of walls in segments of 2, just so that everything is gateable and everything is clean. much more efficient. Also saves a bit of wood. That should be enough. Nope. Gonna put both of my shoguns on hotkey 1. These guys will be going to 5 later. I'm gonna put them in stand ground for when Stream of Enlightenment comes. Let's have an aura of less attack for enemies. Very nice. So I think I have a bit too much wood. So these villagers can all go to food. A little bit too much wood. So my start army, 41 Oshigaru, 10 Yumi, 8 Flaming Arrow, 3 Mortars, and 9 Naginata. Then I'll also send Spanish Brigade, and after Spanish Brigade has started queuing, I'll send my sentries. Spanish Brigade is probably the best option for your start army. 15 Lancers and 17 Rods is immensely powerful. Especially, it just gives you so much momentum after that start fight. Japan needs to be offensive because they don't have quite the eco to sustain for long periods of time. Good eco, but has something to be left wanting for. When playing Japan, it's best to try and use flaming arrows as sparingly as possible. They're really weak anti-artillery. Just try and steamroll with musket naginata. So you have to use your anti-artillery artillery as little as possible. They're also not that strong against actual infantry, like as it is versus... oh no, they aren't upgraded fully, so I shouldn't talk. But they just aren't that strong. And for 4 pop, organ guns are just better with Portuguese. Just a lot better. Gonna finish getting all my upgrades. So yeah, a little bit too much wood. Gonna finish off my walls. I hate it when I'm not able to make full gates. Very annoying. But yeah, it's alright. Japan gathers about 70 resources per minute, depending on how full your shrines are. With cows, it's about 74, 75, 76. But solo, it's about 70. So very soon, we're going to be able to send our Spanish Brigade. And then we'll have everything we need in our start army. And then we can start setting up. Come on, baby girl. There we go. Where are you? There we are. Only need this and this. These two upgrades from the monastery. Everything else is ornamental. Oh lordy, I'm trapped. Ugh, excuse me. Gonna upgrade that. So now our Spanish brigade is about to arrive. We're sitting pretty. We can end our alliance with Spain, which will lower our score by about 25 points, but hey, who cares? Much more functional to be allied with Japan at the start than it is otherwise. So there we go. Just look at how powerful that is. So strong. I believe that the best upgrade from your golden pavilion that you can have it set to, is the HP. Even if you're going mixed infantry, a mixed infantry playstyle with a lot of Ashi, Yumi, and Flaming Arrow, I still believe that it's best to go HP instead of ranged. Must-cuts, you're definitely gonna want to go HP. It just benefits every single unit instead of only some. See, like 900 HP Lancer, that's insane. So good. I'm gonna start setting up my army at half map. Never train your army too late. I see this mistake made so often in 40. People training their army too late. If you're afraid of just people counter-start arming you, if that's a verb, just hide inside your base. But never build too late. With any sim. So we have about 5 minutes left, and at 70 per minute, that's about, let me think math, it's 350. So this will hit about 1950. Could be a bit better. Again, if I had streamlined better and my resource distro was better, this could have been a little bit higher. Ally with the Japanese. Keep making sure that you have everything upgraded. It is definitely a pain in the ass to find out later, or even worse after the game, that you forgot to upgrade something. Ah, on linear. Good thing that didn't gate at all. Where are flaming arrows? Right there. And we didn't upgrade them. Alright, I need a bit more wood, so we'll take these guys off. Should want to have at least 8k. 75k, 8k, 12-ish is a good distro for Japan. Maybe some more food and some more gold than that, but we'll see what happens. Try to have your army spread out enough to let all your melee units do their job, but Japan's split is very good, but you do want everything as much as possible under the effect of your daimyos, so keep that in mind. Since they're a musket-based civ, Japan can split push pretty well, so that is an option. But again, you want to keep everything boosted by your daimyos as much as possible, as long as possible. Just much more effective. Make sure you have a couple FB villagers. Don't become dependent on your daimyos. That is another mistake I see. As it is, yeah, this will be about 1950. Could have been a little bit better again if I had aged up faster, if my resource distribution was better. But hey, that's okay. Live and learn. In this case, I just needed to switch faster, better, stronger. So there's not much more. Fighting tips with Japan. Must cuss. That is your best combo, in my opinion. Try not to use Yumi because they just slow you down, but they are powerful, and if you need to fall back on them, they are good. Do not use Samurai. Do not use Yabusami. They are not good. They are way, way, way too gold heavy to be in your composition. Japan shouldn't be using a lot of gold. That's your slowest gathering resource. I think. Wood might be slower, but still, nonetheless, it applies. Next card will be mortar range, and then from there it's really whatever you want. With I believe it's called Merchant Marine from the Spanish consulate, our infinite 6 Naganatas will be arriving in like 20 seconds, I believe. That is one of your... oh, it is such a great card. It's 190 times 6, that's about 1140. 1,140 free resources in 20 seconds. That's like, that's insane. That's even better than rockets, I think, in my opinion, with British. Should have also deleted these and put some more in my start army, but I'm a forgetful son of a bitch. So 1930, 1935, that's decent. Could be better again. If I had better resource distribution, could have been better. Could have been a bit higher. So there it is, a 1900 plus Japan boom. There's room to improve, but in general, there it is. My resource distribution was 82, 7, 12. That's pretty good. Maybe a bit less food, like 80k, some more wood, like 8 or 9, maybe 10, and then 15k, 12 to 15k gold. Although we did have 106 unspent resources at 40, which is ideal. So 1940, 1935, decent, could be better, but I suppose that is all, and I hope you enjoyed watching. I hope you learned something, and see you later.